And now it's time for me to introduce you to our chief guest for the evening, who really doesn't need any introduction, but I will still do some. Most of us will remember Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad as a prominent spokesman of the BJP before it came to power in May this year. His coherent arguments on a wide range of issues helped spread the BJP's position among the people. A keen debater, Mr. Prasad has been involved in political activity since his college days, even going to jail during the emergency. He's a practicing lawyer, and arguably the most famous case was the Bihar fodder scam, in which he successfully sent several corrupt politicians to jail. He became an MP first in 2000 and was Minister of State for Coal and Mines and Law and Justice in the first NDA government led by Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Then and now, Mr. Prasad has been an effective reformer. As Minister of Information and Broadcasting, he was responsible for reforms in radio and television broadcasting sector, which I can vouch for because I dealt with him there. And the latest feather in his cap is Digital India, a project of 1,13,000 crores that will push broadband access to the deepest corners of the country and estimate to generate millions of jobs. I believe this is a great focus of the Modi government, and I think so he carries a very heavy responsibility. I may also add that he's one of the most wonderful hosts, which I have had the privilege of going to his house when I have seen a variety of ice creams you'll never find anywhere in the world, but I found it in Patna. So thank you, sir, for being here. A man with a formidable reputation for integrity and good work. We're honored to have you here, Mr. Prasad, in our midst today. Please give us your keynote address. Thank you.
Mr. Arun Puri, Shekhar Gupta, Mr. Garg, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think I deserve all the praise which Arunji has just given to me. Yes, we are all working very hard. 14 to 15 hours every day. No Saturday, no Sunday. Because the Prime Minister himself is ready by 8:30 and rarely retires before 11:30. I have told my family and wife that forget any vacations for the coming one to 2 years. Just one indication as to how we are working. The Prime Minister is taking presentation of various departments. He spent 2.5 hours on IT, where he sits with his secretary and 2 officials, while the minister sits and the secretary has to make the presentations and he asks searching questions. He spent 2 hours on telecommunication. He spent 1.5 hours on postal. And my department of law and justice turn is yet to come. I'm waiting for that. He spent 2.5 hours on this Digital India presentation. So yes, we all are working very hard, and it's a matter of assurance for us, because when I stand here today, I recall with nostalgia the hard work which Arun Puri has done over the years in the country. I remember reading India Today seriously since 1977. Because 74 in the JP movement, going to jail, coming out, fighting the emergency thereafter, hardly gave some time. And we never got the India Today magazine in the jail. But from 77, we were young students. That habit remains uninterrupted. This Today movement, if I recall, from India Today to Business Today to Health Today to Mail Today, I hope this Today revolution goes uninterrupted. That's what I wish. I wish to compliment all the winners who are present here today. Enterprise, entrepreneurship, and facilitation. Only these 3 things ultimately make a country. And Arun Puriji, how India is changing. I made my first trip as a minister to Bangalore to meet the people of NASSCOM and young software products makers. They had come to meet me in Delhi. And the self-confidence I want to share here of SMEs. I asked them, what do you make? They said, we make software products. I asked them, how do you differ with some of the big names in India? And one young man, IIT toppers in Silicon Valley for 5-7 years, come back to India having a turnover of 20 crore plus. He said, Mr. Minister, they are tailors, we make ready-made shirts. That's the difference. I was very impressed by his self-confidence. And I said, when I'll come to Bangalore, I'll surely come and meet all of you. I see new India is emerging. And the Prime Minister, when he talks of digital India, as some of you may recall, I was also a part of the group of ministers in the mobile telephony in Mr. Bajpayee government. And I'm convinced that India is sitting at a big cusp of digital revolution, of IT revolution. And the Prime Minister's view of IT plus IT is equal to IT, namely India today IT plus information technology IT is equal to India tomorrow IT. That's the message he has given to us, and that's of great significance. I saw the power of it myself after I became minister. Some of my clients from Kashi adjoining area had come to meet me. They're weavers. They had come with a lovely sari for my wife. They belong mostly to Shia Muslims. They were disturbed as to what is happening in Iraq and also wanted us to do something about them. Suddenly, a young man, a weaver, hardly second, third class, took out his smartphone, went to YouTube, downloaded a video as to what is happening in Iraq and showed it to me. It was a gruesome video. But what amazed me as to how a young man, hardly about 20, 25 plus, who is not literate, is able to use the best technology on a smartphone. Today we had the IT Minister Conference of India, and we discussed this issue. Yesterday I had gone to my IT ministry to see cyber security, and I was giving a presentation. This e-booking on railways, in plane journey, has made significant advances in the country. Even the commonest people is able to handle that. That is what Shri Narendra Modi has realized. He has been a great supporter himself. You may recall in Gujarat, CM Online, DM Online, SDO Online, his program has been given award even by the UN. And I see this National Optical Fiber Network, 50 to 60,000 gram panchayat we wish to reach this year. 1 lakh next year. 1 lakh next year. The BSNL, the RailTel and the Power Grid Corporation are working on it. Surely other fellows will also ride on it. I am convinced, ladies and gentlemen, you only create the enabling atmosphere and Indians will lap it up. That's how I see India. And that's what we are going to do, because Arun Puri ji reminded me of my days as an INB minister. Apart from this revolution of radio, FM radio, this whole DTH, Tata Sky, and all were started when I was there. And I saw you create the atmosphere and retailers joined in. In a similar way, digital literacy, I see a great future of e-commerce in India. The way Flipkart and other bodies are doing well, if we are able to bring digital technology down to the village level, I see a lot of warehouses, people clicking, people receiving their goods because they also have aspirations. It has a great potential of changing India. And I see a great scope for SME there. One factor I would like to highlight here in particular, electronic manufacturing. Immense scope here. Do you know, we import electronic goods worth $100 billion every year. And by the year 2020, it will become $400 billion. And the import bill will surpass the fuel bill. When I became minister, I asked simply, when presentation was being made, इस मुल्क में मोबाइल क्यों नहीं बनता है? Set-top box क्यों नहीं बनता? The most elementary technology. Then I was told that the duty structure is very unfavorable. I talked to Arun Jaitley ji. In the first budget, the entire inverted duty structure was straightened up. Incentives were given. And you may have seen the Prime Minister from the 15th August rampart in Lal Killa mention about manufacturing, particularly in electronic sector. We have cleared 8 electronic sector clusters in different parts of the country. They have got great incentives in MSIPs and all, where a lot of incentives can be given for quality electronic goods manufacturing process. From set-top box to mobile phone to smart card, to what not. And we have opened up the manufacturing sector in the field of defense. And 60% of defense manufacturing is again electronic based. This is how we wish to create a revolution in India. And on a very conservative estimate, ladies and gentlemen, we can give job to 2 crore plus people in this sector. It is all FDI clean, people can come, people can make in India and also export outside. And I wish to tell you today here that the Prime Minister is giving us all the help to create an enabling atmosphere so that manufacturing sector can grow. Therefore, while I compliment those who are going to be awarded today, keep it up. This award ultimately gives you the incentive to do well. And I wish that in our government, Business Today Award may have all the more competitors, the best in the country, and the jury find it difficult whom to select and whom not to. That is what should be the insistence on quality. Arunji, I'm really grateful that you asked me to be here. I managed to get here, but now I realize, had I not come here, I would have been the loser. Thanks a lot.